impact in reversing this ungodly culture. I believe that we have an omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent God that has put his hand on this moment in time to deny the timeline of the enemy and is about to heal our land. This is Rick, your host, and I believe that God has called me to empower Christian patriots with truth. Join us now for the Blessed to Teach show, and let's see what God is doing today.
Deception floods our airwaves, but Faith and Freedom TV fights back with truth. Our bold content, news, shows, Bible teachings, worship, and films shines with biblical conviction and patriotic courage, free from globalist lies. We empower Christian patriot creators to share faith and liberty. Access thousands of videos on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android, and iOS. Join the battle at faithandfreedom.tv.
Welcome, it's Rick B2T here. We're going to be empowering Christian patriots with truth the next few hours. Actually, probably the next hour on this Tuesday, so if you don't have any after show events. But we're going to be talking about Epstein's files backfiring on the Democrats. What Trump called the hoax is really a hoax from the Democrats trying to project onto Trump what they are guilty of, and that is all coming around. We talked about that as the Trump's Epstein trap yesterday. Now we're going to see the actual backfire happening. We're going to see Kash saying that there's accountability coming, yes, and there's this grand conspiracy. And it's not just around the Epstein files, it's also around J6, around the Russia hoax, and many more. Almost all the same people are involved in this. So let's get into this right now. It is quite a time to be alive, guys, to actually be able to share with you and be able to be here. It's a huge privilege. And we're going to start with this. We're going to start with some breaking news on the House vote on releasing the Epstein files. Expected to pass, and actually the latest news here into that last hour or so is it passed 427 to 1. I think there's one guy's basically saying, hey, it doesn't protect the rights of the privacy of the individuals enough. That was the only one that actually did not vote for it. I think it was right here. There it is. Clay Higgins out of Louisiana is the guy who basically was a one vote against it, mainly because he believed that it doesn't adequately protect the victim's privacy. And so, but again, for 427, what you're seeing, that 427 vote right there, that is the trap. That is the backfire. Right? Because now you have gotten the American public to demand the Epstein files. That's why I think even this Massey, Paul Rand, MTG fight with Trump may have all been a complete psyop, right? A psychological operation by the white hats, if you will. Just similar to the DeSantis when he was probably not really against Trump that much and was running to basically expose the rhino funding, or what people call the con incorporated. They're not real conservatives. It's con. See what con job, right? Con incorporated and rhinos being outed by DeSantis playing, and then DeSantis and all these names that Trump came up, and now he's coming up with MTG as Marjorie Taylor Greene or Marjorie Taylor Brown Brown versus Green. Could that I think it's all basically saying, oh my goodness, Trump's hiding something. All the Trump derangement syndrome people are now pushing their Democrat colleagues. So 211 Democrats, 216 Republicans. So you have 427 to 1. That is called a successful awakening to the public, right? A trap set to where we know, and the only people who really wanted the Epstein files, if you back up 8 years ago when I started my show, was the people being awakened by the Q movement, right? And us all asking questions, anons digging into it, me reporting on other people reporting on, and we all were going, boy, we need to release his Epstein files because it's horrible what happened here with all this blackmail, etc. Obviously, there's people way before my 8 years, but what really happened is the 2017 October release of Awakening that happened. But now all of a sudden, ton of people on the right came to understand, and more people got awakened, and now boom, he's suckered into left. All the people with Trump derangement syndrome, the mainstream media, everybody suckered in to actually say we need to have these, and Trump calling it a hoax. Again, the leftist and the people with Trump derangement syndrome just went crazy saying this needs to be released because Trump's guilty, right? So you unified the country in a unique way, right? That the Epstein files need to be released. There's two different motivations, though. It's like justice and knowing who the real culprits are, and everybody wanting to hate Trump. Now you've unified that together to actually have people watching Thomas Massey's account, watching Paul Rand's account, and I'm talking about the left right now, watching MTG as she goes on The View and following her on Twitter right now. So you've now got eyes on. They all hate Trump. And now they think that MTG is going to hate Trump and Thomas Massey is going to hate Trump, and they're going to watch their accounts. And Thomas Massey is the one who put this bill forward, right? So now everybody's following Tom, all these leftists following Tom Massey on Twitter. Do you see how that effective that is? So Trump can use his mouthpiece as a way to create these incidents that unites the country around an initiative. Unknowingly, they are bringing themselves into major pain, right? Major pain. You got something on a chat. I can remember on both the YouTube chat as well as the Rumble chat and the Backstage Zoom chat, I can post your comments on here, right? So here's Jennifer saying Congress. So Congress is doing this. This is another important point. And so now Casey Rumble saying, so now will they arrest people? Well, this is the legislative branch. They can't arrest anybody, right? They can just do criminal referrals, etc. And but now, and they don't even need. By the way, remember the DOJ and FBI is under the executive branch that Trump controls. He can say release Epstein files anytime he wants, and they will release Epstein files. But he played this whole game. Congress got involved, right? They have very little power over the executive branch, but now they're basically going to demand it, right? So a sharply written letter going to the executive branch, the DOJ saying, you need to release these. And but the public's on board now. And it's the hearings, and we had everybody today, earlier, MTG and others giving their press conferences, and everybody's hearing about how important these are. And again, this effectively has the left wanting and desiring the Epstein files to come out, and they're going to get it. And so that is a beautiful thing that we see here, right? Since when did they ever care about the girls, right? That's exactly what we're seeing here. They just want to see Trump go down because they've been trained on a psychological operation of Mockingbird media that they hate Trump, right? And now you got people based on the new psyop of, I believe it's Satan and the spirit of Haman from the book of Esther, or you go back further, spirit of Amalek, right? That is this hatred of Jews, right? And that is now got a lot of people on the right hating on Trump. And so even some of those people are saying, release the Epstein files. And so that might be just part of the psyop as well. It's really interesting because you got Matt Gaetz. People found Mike Gaetz because he is talking about releasing Epstein files. So now you got people on the left following people they would never follow before, right? That's a danger of social media. I was talking to some people about that just yesterday. Is that when we follow the people we like, right? We are following the Blessed Teach Twitter account or what do you call it? My blogs on faithandfreedom.org as an example. or you're following your favorite people that are putting out truth on Telegram, and you unfollow all these people that have Trump derangement syndrome, right? Well, you take somebody on the left who's watching MSNBC and Rachel Maddow, they're following Anderson Cooper, and they're following all the other people that have Trump derangement syndrome. So again, two different echo chambers just kind of form here, and the country's so divided, and the cabal uses that so effectively to get us to fight each other, and they don't understand it, and we don't understand. It's we the people versus the cabal. That's my famous statement I've said for 8 years, right? And they want us to fight and divide us so we don't recognize who the real enemy is. The elites and the cabal that control the right and the left, right? But this is going to be a beautiful thing, I'm telling you. A beautiful thing is going to be happening out here. And here's an example. I put this on the thumbnail. It says Jeffrey Epstein visited ... Clinton White House 17 times. Trump White House, 0. Okay. Judges that blocked the Trump DOJ from releasing the Epstein grand jury docs was Richard Berman, appointment by Clinton. And then Paul Engelmayer, appointed by Obama. Rob Rosenberg, appointed by Obama. Oops. I love that. Oops. Oops. This is the Epstein file backfire, or what I called yesterday, the Trump Epstein trap, right? So what do you call it? The Trump trap or the file backfire? It is going to be a glorious, glorious time, right? To see all this happen. And this is like Nick Sorator saying, holy crap. House Oversight Chair James Comer just exposed Hakeem Jeffries on the House floor for soliciting a meeting and donations from Jeffrey Epstein, even after Epstein was convicted as a sex predator. The Epstein thing's going to backfire massively on the Democrats. Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to the event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of the 2013 effort to win a majority, Comer said. And their text of the email solicitation to Epstein has been released. So this is brand new. Can you see it? This is the email right here. To Epstein Jeffrey Epstein. You can see right here, there's his email, his Gmail. And this was in 2013. He's already convicted and released as his little slap on the wrist where he got time where he could like freely go and leave and all that type of stuff and still work on his stuff. And so you can see here in the yellow, it says, give us a call if you would like to get involved in the dinner or you would like given an opportunity to know Hakeem better. He's an impressive guy and who will be a progressive voice in the New York politics of years to come. So here's Jeffrey Epstein receiving an email. This is Dear Jeffrey. We are thrilled to announce that we're working with Congress Hakeem Jeffries. So there you are, Hakeem, a solicitation right to Jeffrey Epstein. So point being is this is what Comer talks about. Let's listen to his.
Money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we found in the last document batch. The files underscore why former President Trump must appear for his deposition. We've subpoenaed him. To date, the Democrats have no colleagues' coordination with Epstein. Another email shows Democrat fundraisers invited Epstein to an event or to meet privately with Hakeem Jeffries as part of their 2013 effort to win a majority. So Hakeem Jeffries' campaign solicited money from Jeffrey Epstein. That's what we found in the last document batch. The files underscore why former President Trump must appear for his deposition. We've subpoenaed him. To date, the Democrats have done nothing to help us secure his appearance. I support full transparency. The Oversight Committee will continue to work to get the truth to the American people and to get justice for the victims. That's our goal of this investigation. With that, I yield back.
Justice for the victims versus the Democrats wanting somehow find something Trump did wrong. The problem is they're not going to be able to do it. So they're just not going to be able to do it. That's why they have to manufacture problems, right? They have to manufacture everything. I'm just getting this microphone a little bit closer to me. So guys, I'm telling you, this is going to be a time to get the popcorn out like they talk about. Obviously, we have to be active, get involved locally, fight for our country back. use our authority in Christ. But we can also, on the things we can't control, we can get the popcorn and just enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. That is going to be a beautiful thing to watch as we look at. Let's see. Here's somebody just making some 2 huge blocks stopping it, is somebody saying. So judges stop it, and FBI, Israel First Patel, stop it or redact all of it. Right? And so, and again, I was talking about this yesterday. There's kind of 3 levels of things you got to think about here, guys. Number 1 is you cannot release stuff that will, as part of a criminal investigation, because it'll taint the evidence and the jury pool, and you won't be able, if you're going to do this in a criminal jury, you can't release that type of stuff. You got to be really careful. So you got the stuff that wake up the American people to the truth, right? Then you have to have what's going to go to trial. You can't release that stuff unless you're going to go to a military tribunal. Then you can release it all, right? And so that is where I believe there might be some criminal stuff to continue to wake up the people. But you got to separate between what you're going to show the public versus what can be used in the criminal trial, not to taint the jury. And then you have the military tribunal trump card, right? I believe that is coming down, right? Now, saying that Kash Patel is Israel first is something I completely disagree with, right? That to me is a psyop coming in, trying to remember the Israel lobby of AIPAC gives about $3.3 million a year to lobbying. Big Pharma, $330 million. It's over 100 times bigger. If you want to know where our real political control is, it's the cabal and Big Pharma and Big Banking. Big Banking is over $100 million, right? Yeah, Mossad in Israel is a problem, just like our CIA. All the intelligence agencies across the nations are problems that have been taken over by the globalists. But we're starting to take them back, right? And to point everything at Israel is just too simplistic of thinking. It's way more complex than that. This cabal of evil globalists have infiltrated everything, not just the Mossad. They've infiltrated all the intelligence agencies of multiple races across multiple countries. To simplify everything to be an Israel problem is just massive oversimplification. I've done blogs on this, guys. The Gazarian Jew theory has bad source documents, right? The whole point being is that let's not think so simplicity. And that's what this whole woke right they're talking about. Now, I think that might be part of the psyop, though, just to get people to start looking at Israel, following other right accounts that they wouldn't be following otherwise. But it's also really dangerous and dividing, right? What Candace is doing, what Tucker's doing, what Nick Fuentes, this crazy guy, he basically telling people not to read the Bible yesterday. He was telling people we shouldn't read the Bible, right? We'd be better off if we didn't read the Bible. so yeah, it's really interesting. So, and just because somebody has for instance, remember Jesus was a Jew, okay? So just remember that, and also that just because somebody is dating somebody as a girlfriend like Kash is an Israeli does not mean that's a honeypot. It does not mean that it is a like Mary's saying here, that does not mean that, right? It could be, yeah, potentially. But again, Israel's not our biggest problem. Big Pharma is by 100x problem, right? Just from pure lobbying and money and the fact that they overpay for commercials, so they own the media, right? They own Fox News. As an example, it's why we can't get the truth about that anywhere. But anyway, that pretty cool to see. One thing we can agree on, guys, is that it's coming out. We have it all, and it's coming out, right? And this even the New York Post, which you know still part of the Mockingbird media, right? Still, it's obviously a conservative part of it, but you'll see Epstein bombshell falls apart. Laptop media falls for another Dem mudslinging Trump hoax. Dirty clicks. It's all about the fact that they tried to take that 2 or 3 emails, redact the name of the person who exonerated Trump completely in her testimony, and they exonerated that not to protect the victim. They exonerated that to try to create a narrative that was incorrect, trying to to blame Trump. Then the next day they release, hey guys, now that you've made fools of yourself, here's an email showing that Jeffrey Epstein actually hated Trump, right? That came out yesterday. We talked all about that. And so this is a fun time. This is a fun time. And so is Israel intelligence, Mossad, a problem? Yes. Is the CIA intelligence a problem? Yes. Is the Five Eyes agencies, CIA's, intelligence agencies a problem? Yes. The whole global cabal is an issue. Quit simplifying it to Israel, guys. That's just lazy thinking. Lazy thinking, right? All right, let's continue to dig in here. Here's this is the Dems knew the entire time that Epstein was one of their own. They were directly texting him. They all knew it. The entire smear campaign against Trump is a psychological projection. They preemptively accuse Trump of what they themselves are guilty of, right? And there's just tons of this type of information coming out. And guys, and we're talking about this on Faith and Freedom TV, by the way. If you're on YouTube, Rumble right now, all this is live right now on Faith and Freedom TV under what we call the live shows area. But we have now, if you want to hear about Big Pharma, you're not going to hear about it on YouTube. That's why we have Biohacking TV, Biohacking TV. I just put like one program on my 4 live channels, my 4 channels on YouTube after they gave them back to me. 2 warnings, 2 strikes, right? 4 punishments from YouTube for just talking about B17, which is apricot seeds. It's apricot seeds, guys, and the effectiveness that has in studies, right? So I'm just telling you, if you want to have truth about health, you're going to find it on Biohacking TV. You're not even going to find that anywhere else where you're going to have so many great truth tellers of Sherry Tenpenny, Dr. Artis, and so many people that are interviewing all these truth tellers, right? John Richardson, this beautiful podcast here has Dr. Lee Merritt on it. You've got Robert Kennedy being interviewed here. You've got Dr. Judy Mikovich that I interviewed just the other day. You got Anna Kate bringing on all these people. You've got Dr. Pompa, who's been fighting the big pharma for forever. All these people, again, Dr. Artis, Dr. Group, Dr. Ely, Dr. Smith, all that, Dr. Tenpenny, all found on Biohackingville TV, not to mention Growing Your Faith channel and Juan O'Savin's latest videos, all here. Exclusive content I do with Larry Ballard. All this is available only on Faith and Freedom TV. Just so make sure, and again, you can find this in 3 places where you can consume it. Your TV, your web, it's a beautiful web app, and your mobile phone. It's a mobile apps on your iOS and device. So make sure on all 3 of those, bookmark it on the web app, and then download it on your Roku or Fire TV or Apple TV or Android TV, right? And then get it on your phone. And those will be 75% of this is all free content, completely free content. We'll as we get more funding, we're going to be putting tons more content of movies. We've got now a bunch of movies and documentaries and specific segments that I do that you can have available, such as just looking at the interviews versus anything else, cutting out the news, my teachings and words, Rick's Alone Time with God blog, all easily accessible here, and all these freedom shows. I'm so excited about this platform, guys. We're putting major money into it, and bringing new sponsors on. New content providers are coming on like mad. Almost everybody on the Free Awaken Tour is coming into this platform. Donna Clement from a prophetic perspective. You got Amanda Grace coming on. It's so exciting. So make sure that you download the apps on those 2 platforms, your TV and your phone, and then bookmark the web app, which is just simply faithandfreedom.tv. Faithandfreedom.tv. All right, here we go. We got a lot more to cover. Let's continue. Let's see here. There we go. So Larry Ballard is going to be on Thursday, as well as Dr. Sherry Tenpenny telling the truth about the poisoning schedule. And then we'll have Thanksgiving, and after Thanksgiving, SGAnon's coming on. So all this, again, live interviews on usually Mondays and Thursdays on this show. Kash Patel says there's a 100% chance we're going to see people held accountable for the grand jury conspiracy. She was on Marie Bartrona. This is a 3.5-minute video, so I can't play this all, but he's basically pointed in that that Kash went on to make the point that the deep state spent over 10 years building this conspiracy, and it's only been 8 months for the Trump 2.0 administration. It took years to take down the mob, and this is much bigger. We want justice so bad, but it has to be done right, and I believe it will be. Nobody on the internet knows what is going on behind the scenes, but all signs are pointing to the right direction. If anyone is going to truly drain the swamp, it's Trump and this administration. Like it or not, this is our only shot, so choose to stand behind them. And so that's why I suggest not focusing on everything to do with anything to do with touch Israel and divert this. We got to focus on the progressive left and the cabal and the rhinos. That's who we need to focus on, right? Remember, Big Pharma spends 100x what AIPAC spends, and that 100x has almost every. That's why WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange said that if everything was released, you'd have 98% of Washington implicated, right? And that's primarily Big Pharma as well as big banking. So you got the banking cartel and the medical cartel has everybody completely under control. And that's why they can advertise. It's the biggest mistake. I talked to a awake doctor yesterday, and it was a beautiful, beautiful meeting. And I'm just going to be coming on the show in January. And he talked about how ever since they were able to advertise, they were able to overpay for their advertising and control all the TV stations and control all the radio stations, control all the newspapers as they are able to advertise. Nobody's buying and going pushing to their doctor to be on a certain drug based upon all the side effects they say at the end, right? They're just overpaying for commercials so that nobody can talk bad about them. They control it completely. Here's Trump saying, oh, the only health care I will support or approve is sending the money directly back to the people with nothing going to the big, fat, rich insurance companies who have made trillions and ripped off America long enough. The people will be allowed to negotiate and buy their own much better insurance. Power to the people. Congress, do not waste your time and energy on anything else. This is the only way to have great health care in America. Get it done now. President DJT. This is exactly what should happen, right? You had more closer relationships with the patient, with the doctor, and then also the people being able to negotiate directly with insurance companies and compare different competitive insurance companies. Just as what happened with energy coming way down when we had the ability to buy from different companies, right? And that allowed us to do more creative deals and be able to go reduce your electricity costs, as an example, way down because we could go buy it directly. He's talking about giving money that's coming from the government, the federal government, into our health savings accounts. And we can't use it for anything but health, but we could actually use it to buy insurance. And that is going to drive these insurance companies to have to be way more competitive and get rid of the Obamacare disaster and give us health savings accounts. And this is going to be a beautiful thing. I love how Trump's trying to direct his colleagues to do what they need to be doing versus wasting time on these big complex this is a medical cartel that they control the insurance companies. I mean, I dropped insurance. I think you guys know I use Share Healthcare, right? You can use Share Healthcare and tell them Rick B2T sent you, and we'll get a small commission if you join, right? Because why did they do that? Why did they do an affiliate deal with me? Because they know that I love it and I'm using it, and that I'm using it to actually be able to get alternative health. The doctor I was with the other day doesn't even accept insurance, right? It's all private pay. And so I have to pay for my doctor visits and stuff like that. But then if something happens, I can actually use alternative health versus big pharma poison, right? So anyway, this is a fight that we're going to be in. And the more money that comes into our health savings accounts, we can start using them for all these functional medicine people, the natural holistic practitioners, versus having to use it for a white coat MD that's only trained in big pharma Rockefeller medicine, right? This is beautiful what Trump's doing here. And he's here. He goes, I'm working with Governor Mike Braun and other Indiana Republicans on picking up 2 Republican congressional seats. The governor, a good man, must produce on this. or he will be the only governor, Republican or Democrat, who didn't. I won Indiana in a landslide, the most votes ever gotten in the state. Such an honor. A Rhino State Senator, Roderick Bray, who doesn't care about keeping the majority in the House in D.C., is the primary problem. Soon he will have a primary problem. He will, as he will any other politician who supports him in his stupidity. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So here's Trump using his political pressure. This I hate, because what this spells to me, Trump putting so much energy in trying to keep the House, right, means that the election fraud and selection machine's probably not going to come out in the timing that Juan O'Savin and Patrick Byrne are telling us can happen, right? So I know Juan O'Savin was on my show just last week, and he was about Tina Peters and releasing her and how sick she is. We need to continue to pray for her. But Juan was saying that Trump is going to do EO, to do paper ballots, right, and not have the election machines. Well, if he's fighting this stuff, it makes me nervous that it's not going to come out anytime soon, and that we're going to have to go through the 2026 election with the selection machines and the corruptness in all our voter rolls and everything through the primaries. And then he said, and then even if we do some cleanup for the November elections, the primaries are only going to give us Rhino candidates, right? And then but anyway, you guys tell me what you think. But I'm a little concerned that we are going to have to go through. Things don't happen as fast as we want them, and we know that great things are going to be coming when we get rid of the selection machines, and the American public all understand that they're not only selection machines for all of our United States, but in 71 other countries. And to get the left that hates Trump so bad that you're going to have do these mind-bending psyops like we did with the Epstein trap, with the Epstein file Backfire, right? To get the left wanting to know about, get rid of the election machines, for example, for certain reasons. And that is, so it's going to take time for this. It's going to take time. And so, it's awesome. Thank you so much, Mary Red. Say, God bless you for your work. But yeah, Kash girlfriend is a Mossad honeypot is probably it could be correct, right? We got to be careful of that. So I do understand that. So thank you for that, Mary Red. Do appreciate you. It's good. So here we go. So I'm looking at the comments. So if there's anything that's worth putting up, I will put up here. Praying for the election to be changed, right? It says, yeah, we need these selection machines to completely be on. Here's Trump saying, congratulations to the world on the incredible vote for the United Nations. This was yesterday where the Security Council did this just moments ago, acknowledging and endorsing the BOA of Peace, the Board of Peace, which is Trump's, which is chaired by me. So this is interesting. So Trump's trying to bring peace to the Middle East as much as he can with the Abraham Accords and trying to get everybody. And he's effectively turned the world against Hamas, because Hamas agreed to all these 20 points, but they're not going to disarm now in stage 2. And so they're talking about letting Israel go in this. And this time Israel will have the backing of all the Muslim countries, which is crazy when you think about it. So that's what Trump's done with this. And this Board of Peace that he's going to chair, it's going to be very interesting. And so this is a whole argument about Trump and the filibuster. But guys, there's way too many rhinos in there. And they're too scared to lose power in 2028 and potentially a lot in 2026. Where if we lose the House and lose the Senate, that filibuster is going to be critical for us, right? And so, but Trump's just wanting to, hey, let's do great legislation now in the next year and get rid of the voting machines and then we won't have a problem with that. But all the rhinos are too scared for that. I just don't think that it's going to happen, right? All right, let's continue. Here's this Tina Peters in prison. This is not good. But it's funny how she's exposing them. So she's being interviewed from prison. Now it's a 2.5-minute clip, but I'm just going to play a little bit of it.
From 63 counties out of the 64 counties in Colorado have been on the public website for the Secretary of State. which means they were out there for anybody to grab.
So basically, they purposely had the passwords for the Dominion machines on what did she say? I think it's 670 Dominion BIOS passwords from 63 of the 64 counties, right? So she has a lot of detail about Griswold. Jenna Griswold is the person that allowed this to happen, and she should be the one in prison, not Tina. Tina took a copy of a forensic copy of the hard disk before Dominion came in and did their illegal manipulation and afterwards. And so the fact that they got away with putting her in jail, a Gold Star mom with not even parking tickets ever in her life, did everything to try to help. She ran for office just to bring the lines down in her county at the DMV. And where they opened up another office, she was successful in helping that. And then she comes in and she's just doing her job, preserving the records of the 2020 election, and she caught them red-handed. And so they put their illegal Colorado selected people to including Jenna Griswold and the criminals that are selected to be the representatives of government in Colorado to put her in jail. So we need to continue to pray for her because she's very sick right now. And she's just a cancer survivor with a third of her lung gone. And she's starting to cough up things. Please pray for her. There's a new California poll showing Hilton is up ahead Porter and Bianco's the third. So it'd be real interesting to see the new governor of California as Newsom probably tries to go for president. Guys, this is something that's on my heart. Is if you don't have the Rumble app, a lot of people watch Rumble without the Rumble app. It really helps Rumble when they have the proper downloads. So what I'd ask you to do is to please make sure that you have that app download. If you don't have it already, make sure you download the Rumble app. It's free, simple to use, and the best way to stay connected to the content you want. Once you got it, search for my channel and hit follow. That's Blessed to Teach, blessed with the number 2 teach, right? It's a Blessed to Teach show, actually. That way you'll get a notification every time we go live. No missed shows, no extra steps. Now, unfortunately with Rumble, they have a personal account and a business account. So a lot of people follow my business account, but the show goes live on the Blessed to Teach show. So make sure you're following the Blessed to Teach show, blessed with the number 2 teach. You can grab it right now using the link in the description or the pinned live chat. Download it to your phone and you're ready to go. And if you prefer watching it on the big screen, Rumble is available on all main streaming devices such as smart TVs. Just search for Rumble, follow the channel, and be part of the action. All right, so again, that you can see that the QR code and the link there as we go forward. Let's continue with some breaking news here. You've got Cloudflare outages resulting in major internet disruptions. I mean, you had X down, you had Amazon Web Services down. This shows you there's still massive dependence on portions of the internet for every company almost, except for Parler. I was talking to you about that, right? So you haven't got your old Parler account back. Get there. I'm on there, and I'm getting good views on there. They're now, we're going to be able to go live there in January on what they call Play TV. So that's pretty cool. Activist Democrat judge sabotages National Guard surge in Memphis after 100 children are rescued. So 100 children are rescued, and this activist judge actually, basically says, Trump, you can't put National Guard here, right? We don't want our cities to be safe. So that's continuing to go on. Now it's in Tennessee and in Memphis. That'll be a continuing battle. AOC, whoa, progressive, let's not primary Democratic leaders. So now she's saying all these progressive now are starting to get popular, such as the Madami in New York, and Charlie Kirk talked about this pretty well. He said basically that you have these kids, especially the millennials and the Gen Zers, going through and they can't even move out of their parents' homes or their basements, right? I'd say, or their rooms because of the cost of living in the massive debt out of student loans if you go to college. And so they're mad about this. And so they're going to the extremes. And one extreme was to Trump, right? Because many people thought, because of his rhetoric and everything. So many of them moved to Trump, and that was the way he won 2024, partially, is getting huge numbers with the TPUSA, Turning Point, and moving. But Charlie Kirk also said the same things happen on the progressive left. Right, they're going to the radicals. That's why they went to the nominees. They're going to anybody that's just basically destroy the way the government works now. So the problem is that the Democrats are eating themselves. And now AOC's going, oh, she's starting to fight. Now she becomes a multimillionaire, doing what all Congress people do. And what happens here is you have AOC now saying, no, stop. Let's keep Jeffries. Don't primary him. There's a lot of people wanting to primary Jeffries or some of these or Schumer, all these Democratic leaders. And now she's been instructed, obviously, from her overlords to quit doing that. Trump administration may relocate FEMA to Texas. Hey, good for me. That's where I live. But again, this article tries to point them away from that because of the fact that you won't have great communication with the Department of Homeland Security. So why this is being, I'm not exactly sure. So that's what T. Mitchell's saying. End the filibuster. If the Democrats are over, if that happens. I agree. That's what Trump is saying. Now, again, the way these timelines disappoint us, we had to prepare for the ugliness of November 2026 being selection machine still live. I'm praying that doesn't happen. I'm praying that doesn't happen, right? And even if we get the paper ballots, they still have the other 12 ways to cheat, right? They just won't have that final one that can flip it 15 to 20%. I've done blogs, guys, on faithandfreedom.org. So you go to faith with the N freedom.org, just like you go Faith and Freedom TV. If you click on the little eagle on faithandfreedom.tv, you'll get to faithandfreedom.org, right? And that's where I have my blogs, and I put my blogs on there. And it talks a lot about Candace, talks about who's Charlie Kirk, what's Tucker doing right now. Tons of blogs I think you'll like. And this is this Natalie Jean Wiesner's doing a great job just showing how off the wall Candace Owens has become. You say, why isn't Trump calling me to figure this out? So she's trying to say, why isn't Trump calling me to try to figure out who killed Charlie Kirk? So she has all these innuendos and she's become the number one podcaster supposedly. We don't know if those are a lot of bots going on, but it's really also she's basically completely accusing everyone around her, right? And she's become pretty crazy on this, thinking that Trump should be working with her on figuring out who killed Charlie, right? And this person says, the math on this one is indisputable. So Candace Owens says, basically was quoted as saying that the chance of this Egyptian plane wasn't actually following Erica Kirk around is almost zero, right? And so they just refute this, right? And so there's all mathematical calculations here to show that basically Candace is way off on the way she's thinking. And so this is why Amanda Grace was saying that she believes she has a spirit on her. And she's talking about her aunt doing voodoo and seeing Charlie Kirk coming back to her, the dead Charlie Kirk coming back to her in a dream. Here's a vaccine expert. Susan Humphries shocks Joe Rogan with the fact that doctors are financially incentivized to push vaccines, including 3 COVID shots for babies. That doctor is likely to lose $250,000 a year if they don't do that. So this is pretty crazy. This is too long of a clip. It's like 3.5 minutes, but you guys will have that in the show notes. But wow, the truth is coming down. The doctors are bribed to do this. We vaccinate 1 million newborn babies to prevent 1 case of hepatitis B. Even worse, the vax often causes autoimmune disease. It matches human nerves and hasn't reduced hepatitis. Here I reveal why I got forced upon us, why Trump said the practice is a disgrace. So again, guys, this is the whole article. Be in the show notes again. about why every newborn forced to get the dangerous hepatitis B vaccine. In fact, the hospital came in when I was there with my daughter just last year, and they said, do you want her to give her have hepatitis B vaccine right now or tomorrow? It wasn't like, if you want it, and here's the informed consent. No, do you want to do it now or tomorrow? And I had to send them a bunch of videos to get them to understand that hepatitis B is basically a sexually transmitted disease they're trying to keep you from. It's a complete sham, and it has all kinds of side effects. And so the whole industry of non-tested vaccines is coming. It's coming out. This is the type of stuff I can't even say without getting strikes on YouTube. So it'd be really interesting to see. Yeah, guys, that's why I tell you, if you're on YouTube right now and you want to see all my shows, because there's certain shows I can't put on Rumble. That's why we launched Faith and Freedom TV as well. It's because we want to have on the TV as well as the platforms. And what I found is most of the beautiful people I met in the Reawaken Tour, all these people telling the truth about vaccines, the truth about natural health, the truth about biohacking your body to do natural great things, right? In fact, I just did that where I used a bunch of natural methods to bring my blood pressure way down, right? 100% naturally with no statin drugs. And if you want to hear that type of information, go to Faith and Freedom TV and watch Biohackingville. Just make sure you put a favorite on Biohackingville TV, right? That's where you're going to get all your truth, right? And here's an ad that's just sickening, in my opinion. Let's listen to this. This is progressives trying to get people in the military to disobey orders.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day
to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
There it is. They're basically telling people not to obey the Trump administration, right? And this is why Sidney Powell saying, can you say sedition and an insurrection act? Right? So this and then it's amazing how they use the words of true things like Constitution and just unlawful orders to basically say, you can disobey your commands completely when those things are not unlawful. What Trump is doing to bring the National Guard in is an example. That's what we're talking about right here, or many other things. This is amazing. So that's why Team Mitchell said, anyone who disobeys an order, that is treason. Yes, exactly right. Got the fire going there with a girl. And thank God for Holy Spirit insight. Thank you, God has saved her. We're talking about that is I love it. This is Viola girl saying the truth is so refreshing. Thank you so much. Iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. That's exactly what's happening here, and this is why I'm just putting some of these comments up. Oh no, the progressives are evil. That is true. So true, right? So we got the Holy Spirit firepower going on Backstage and on Rumble there. So it says here, breaking, the New York City socialist Zohran Mamdani just endorsed his hand-picked replacement for the New York State Assembly. And it's wild. Meet Aber Kawa. Moved to the U.S. literally last year, holds a master's degree in Islamic liberation theology, hardcore Palestinian activist. That's right, folks. A guy who wants to defund the police and once called to globalize the intifada is now trying to install a fresh off-the-plane activist with a degree in Western ideology into New York's legislature. This isn't immigration, it's infiltration. If someone can arrive in America in 2024, get a radical degree, and be fast-tracked into the state government by 2025, we have officially lost the plot. Time to pass laws that say if you hate America, you do not run America. Who agrees we need to ban a ban on anti-American activists holding public office? Drop a fire if you're done playing games with our country. So drop a fire in the chat right now if you want to ban people that are Islamic extremists, right? That's what we're fighting against. That's another big part of what we'll be fighting against here shortly. All right, I want to go into a few more things, and then we'll move to some Rick Alone Sign with God blog to add the spiritual component to this show. Texans, did you know about this? Look at that. These are all these grants given to Islamic centers, Iman Academy. Look at $306,000, $480,000 to the Islamic Education Center of Houston. This is in Texas. Texas is going crazy and giving mass money to, and this is finally hitting Governor Abbott pretty hard. And he finally said, today I designated Muslim Brotherhood and Council of American Islamic Relations as a foreign terrorist and transnational criminal organizations, disbands them from buying or acquiring land in Texas, and authorizes the Attorney General to sue to shut them down. And so that is very good. So the governor designating this is a big deal, and there needs to be much more of us making sure that we're not purposely destroying ourselves like England did, and what Canada is doing in many other parts of Europe, where the immigration is so out of control that people that hate their country and support Hamas in many cases, and support Sharia law, and will not assimilate. Right? That is a very scary thing that's happening here. Here's Lance Wallnau talking also about makes you think twice about where we can be one disastrous election cycle. Between May and September 2025, the new progressive government of South Korea, this is important, raided major Christian churches and leaders, including this Yodo Full Gospel Church, and Reverend Lee Young, and he lists like 5 different Christians being raided. These raids violated sacred spaces and targeted pastors who stood for biblical values and spoke up for religious freedom, just like a communist regime would do. So again, this is September 2025, and then boom, all of a sudden, your religious liberties are gone. This is what will happen to us, guys. Like Trump is, again, standing in the way of the globalists, using this communism as well as Islamism to come in and destroy us from within, of people that will not be governed by our Constitution, because they want either Sharia law or they want to have communism. And this is exactly what we're fighting, right? Hey, here's my actual X account called Blessed to Teach. Just blessed with the number 2 teach there, or at B2T show. And you can see it's live right now. And that is the 24/7 channel going live there right now from the Faith and Freedom TV 24/7 channel. That's going live there. But if you want all the channels, such as the biohacking film I'm talking about, you need to go to faithandfreedom.tv or download Faith and Freedom TV on your TV or your mobile device, right, if you want everything there. All right, guys. Another thing that I think is important is we talked about downloading the Rumble app, and I just is also there's Rumble Premium that's available. Looks like it's not going to let me do that read yet, so we'll skip that. But hey, guys, here's what silver's doing is amazing. Here's gold over 4,000. Right now it is at 4,073, right? If I switch this to silver, it's at nearly $51, right? And again, it went up to above 54 several times. So guys, this is somewhat of a discount, maybe a Black Friday discount. And that's why what this is going to do when we go to talk to Larry Ballard about this earlier today. and on an exclusive we recorded that I'll put up tomorrow on Faith and Freedom TV. Again, you'll only find that on Faith and Freedom TV. It's exclusive. Larry Ballard talking about some incredible things that are going to be happening with what their elites' plans were and how it's being reversed by Trump behind the scenes. Many, many things happening. But if you look at the silver, if I flip this to silver here, you can see this is looking at a 1 year, what it's done this last year, going all the way from a low of here of like, what, 27? Is that what that was? Or maybe 29? And then going all the way up to 54. And right now falling all the way down to $50.78. And so but when we go to the gold standard, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to commodity-based backed currency versus our fiat currencies. It's lost 98% of it. Buying real things can protect your wealth. So if you have any 401k that you can move things around starting in probably February to commodities. But if you have an IRA or you have a bunch of cash in a bank, or you want to sell some real estate or something to get something more liquid, having no back-end commission, and you want to go to Kirk Elliott. That is, you can reach him at 720-605-3900, 720-605-3900. You can also go to kepm.com/B2T. There's a link down below in the video for that. All right, guys, I'm going to spend a little time just going over a few Rick's Alone Time with God blog. Let's enjoy these. I think they're each 3 minutes each, but have important messages. What a sight it will be. Yes, when the Lord actually starts flowing through us. Yes, so I heard on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025, in my Rick's Alone Time with God blog. What a sight it will be is the title. And I said, Lord, how are you tonight? I am well, and I am seeing my children all around the world rise up and fight for what is right. My children can now see how the evil one is trying to destroy them. This will not happen as I am with you. My children, the battle is before us, and the battle is mine. But I want you involved. I want you to enjoy fighting with me. Do not get too emotional, but use your righteous anger to motivate you to join me in this battle. I want to use my people with different spiritual gifts in different geographical areas across the world to help me accomplish my will. And my will be done. We will be taking dominion over the earth away from the evil one for a time. So expect to take ground and win again and again. Take the authority I have given you and destroy the strongholds I tell you to destroy. Do not fear, do not be discouraged, but know that the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Draw close to me so I can yoke you and be your guide. I will give you specific instructions on what strongholds to take down and which ones to avoid. Remember, I expect my children to hear my voice, but this takes discipline. The enemy is losing control, and he has been exposed for how he is programming my children. So now is the time to recognize this deception and come to me to know how and where to fight. I can do much with submitted vessels. So become a submitted vessel for me, and you will see the downfall of your enemies across the earth. This is not about a regional battle. This is about seeing the destruction in a few years of what the enemy has built for centuries. I'm empowering my people to open their eyes and awaken to the evil of the enemy as perpetuated and the plans I have for you to be involved in setting yourself and those around you free. And free you will be. You, much of your family, and those who are watching you. Yes, if you are yoked by me and walking in your calling, you will be a mighty witness to others about my power and glory. So do not grow weary of doing good, for in due season you will reap if you do not give up. You will reap the abundant life of seeing others move into their calling and be set free. And indeed others will be set free as they come to me because of you. What a sight that will be. Discover more with Rick at morewithrick.com. That's more with Rick. Nothing is more satisfying than to be walking in your calling. That's what I heard in my Rick's Alone Time with God blog on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025 at 6:57 p.m. And again, the title is Nothing is More Satisfying Than to Be Walking in Your Calling. And I said, Lord, how are you tonight? I am well and accomplishing my purposes through my children, which brings joy to my heart. I was grieved to my heart in the times of Noah, but I have joy when I see my children let me use them for my purposes. And allow me to yoke them, renewing their minds and spending time with me. This is special and brings me joy. I also love to bring joy to my children. I often have to discipline, but that is usually part of getting you to better understand your calling and to get your mind correct so that I can give you the desires of your heart without it creating conflict in your life. I have to wait to give my children the desires of their hearts until they are prepared and mature enough to handle them. This is why you must delight in me, because that is not possible without renewing your mind and spending time with me. This is when we spend time together and you enjoy it. Then you end up enjoying the journey. I will put you on that which is aligned with your calling. Then, once you are walking in the calling to which you've been called, you will find things so much easier. As you walk in this calling, you are allowing me to be your God in whom you trust. Your maturity in being able to connect with me is the key. You'll be able to hear my voice and avoid the pitfalls of the enemy. For those of you who know you are not walking in your godly calling, I tell you, now is the time. The time to get so near me that blessings start to flow, because your understanding will increase to how you were designed and what strongholds I've assigned to you to destroy. Nothing is more satisfying than to be walking in your calling and feel and see me flow through you. This allows you to delight in me, and the desires of your heart will arrive in my timing. You will know that you are living the abundant life, not because you are worshipped by the world, but because you get to see the divine happen through your actions. You get to see impossible things happen as my favor rests upon you and those around you. So my children, take action by seeking first my kingdom, and do not let the enemy take you off course. Find the narrow gate and stay on the path toward it. As you work in your calling, it will be natural to walk by faith and not by sight. You'll be walking with me day in and day out. And these are the days I put you on earth for this very time. Walk with me, my children. Walk with me. Discover more with Rick at morewithrick.com. That's more with Rick. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. That is a couple of words from the Lord. And I'll be starting to put those a little bit more into the show, since most of you are not following me on Word and Worship, where we go do praise and prayer and Word and Worship 4 days a week, Monday and Thursday with praise and prayer. So, but if you want to participate in that, where we're teaching and praising and listen to beautiful music together, worshiping together, that's all on a different channel now. It's all on Word and Worship, Word with the N, Worship, right? But I just wanted to make sure that you guys get a few of those words in on the live show. And so we'll do sneaking those in every once in a while when we don't have a guest. So we do have a guest coming up on Thursday, which would be Larry Ballard. And then we have SG on coming. So beautiful people coming on, including Sherry Tenpenny is going to be coming on Monday of Thanksgiving, right? So don't miss the shows during those times again. But hey, I do ask you guys to really think about how you can help amplify the voices of people that are being silenced by elite media, especially in the big pharma area, right? That's why we launched Biohackingville TV, 24/7 channel. Again, you only find that on Faith and Freedom TV. And you need it on your TV, you would download it on Roku and Fire TV and everything. Just search Faith and Freedom TV. Faith with the N, right? So just remember that it's faith with the N as in Nancy, right? Faith with the N as in Nancy. Freedom.tv would be this web app. And you can bookmark that web app. Okay, now here's how you can help If you really want all these people to be able to come in, and I'm bringing them on free of charge for them, for content providers. Normally this would cost $500 to $1,000 to get onto a whole network like this, right? And I'm doing it for free, and I can't do that without the help from you guys. And here's a way you can help with $0, okay? If you want to help this be a success, this whole ministry, it's a Faith and Freedom TV network ministry. And the way you can help it be a success is download the apps, right? Because they look at the sponsors who are going to fund this, because they're going to want to get in front of your eyeballs. They are going to want to see how many downloads there are. So please download it on your TV app and your Apple or your Android app, right? Your phone and your TV. Another way to help, and it's big. It's a little hard on your TV because you download it on a Roku or Fire TV, whatever. But then I have a link for you to actually give it a 5-star review. Obviously, you know how to do that on your phone. And your phone's pretty easy. You just click on in the Apple Store. You can go scroll down, or in the Google Play Store. Once you've downloaded it, you can scroll down and give it a 5-star review. That'll help immense. If we have a bunch of 5-star reviews on both the Android and Apple app, that will help. It's a little bit different on the TV. On the TV, you have to download it, but then you have to go to a different link to actually get a 5-star review. And where you have that is right here in the web app. So just to type in faithandfreedom.tv, and you come to this beautiful web app, right, that has all the content that we have scrolling across forever. We got tons of content, thousands of videos here. Online events. There's Donna Clement's Tuesday show. She's also a partner of Code Breakers on here. Again, just the Lance Wallnow show, the Resistance Chick show, B-17 Bomber, our show here, live here. There's 3 24/7 channels, right? There's just tons of content here. But if you go up to you can see here on the menu up high, right? You can actually see the apps, see this, and that's going to show you the link to do 5-star reviews, whether you have a Fire TV or you have an Android TV or an Apple TV or an Android or iOS. So I ask you guys, please, if you want to be part of amplifying the voices of those silenced by elite media, if you deplore Mockingbird media like I do, right, and even the Rhino of Fox News, or the Rhino of MSM, Fox News, that won't talk about Big Pharma, we need to amplify it, and I need your help. Again, this is $0 cost. If you have a Roku, there's your link to give a 5-star review. There's your Fire TV link, all on the apps menu of faithandfreedom.tv. That's faithandfreedom.tv. And if you also want to, if you're on the faithandfreedom.tv web app, if you just click this upper part, this little here, which is the Faith and Freedom TV logo, you just click on that at the very top, and it brings you to our website, faithandfreedom.org. Right? This is a network ministry, and this talks all about it, gives all the details about what's doing, some of the new people that have come on. These are all clips, little reels and shorts of all our content. There's tons of information on here, and new people like Lance Wallnow and Dear Anna and Ruth with Anna Kate's awesome, Kent Henry and his beautiful music, the Resistance Chicks, and again, but what I was going to point you to is this is where I'm putting my blog. So there's a blog right here, and I have done every weekend I do a blog on a hot topic. Here's who is Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk conspiracy. Was it a betrayal, deep state, or white hats? This is the fall feast. Right before that was going on. Biblical Israel, replacement theology, or fulfilling prophecy in a modern state. I have a blog here on MSM No King's Plot, Globalists Dividing America in Attempt to Crush Trump. Here's Candace Owens' Voodoo Visions and Biblical Warnings. Again, this is all on the blog on faithandfreedom.org. Faith with the N, and this is Nancy, with the N, freedom.org. And here's some more articles I've done, and here's one that is The Real Israel Derangement Syndrome, Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes Meltdown, MAGA Israel Civil War Explodes. Here's another one on Judge Boasberg. Did you know Judge Boasberg was told Trump to turn around the planes, and which happened to be assigned to all Trump cases and ruled all against Trump on all these different things? He's skull and bones, just like John Kerry and Bush. Deep state ties and anti-Trump rulings exposed of Judge Boasberg. So that was a whole. Again, this is a whole new blog, and I decided to to drive traffic to faithandfreedom.org and do SEO and answer engine optimization, it's not on Substack. Instead, I need to put it on the website. So that's another way you can help support this, is make sure that you bookmark faithandfreedom.org so you can see the blogs. Here's another one I just did, is YouTube bans B17 cancer videos for profit, right? So you can see that whole thing right there about the 4 strikes that were given just for simply talking about apricot seeds and how B17 can help people. And that, again, got 2 warnings and 2 strikes. So basically 4 punishments on 4 different channels for bringing on John Richardson to talk truth about B17. That is, so anyway, this is all on the blog for the new, and again, this is important because I need to drive traffic. If people can see traffic, if the sponsors, again, we're offering this for free for the content providers. So that's why we have 25 content providers, like 30 shows coming, a bunch of people onboarding. There's going to be so much content on here. We're probably going to have 5 to 7 24/7 channels plus all the live events. I'm looking for volunteers to do live events. If you want to be connected with all the Patriot events and faith events that are going around, because I know, Amanda Grace and Danae are traveling and doing these events, and you have Dr. Brian Artis is going to all these events, and all these people are going to these beautiful events, and I want to get them all live on Faith and Freedom TV. So again, if I go back to that site, I would actually click here and go to watch now on the web app right here from the front page of faithandfreedom.org, right? So I just want to let you guys know, this is, you do me a big favor if you're bookmarking faithandfreedom.org and faithandfreedom.tv, and then go watch the blogs, and you'll be able to, I think, enjoy this content a ton. Again, about 75% of this content is all free, a ton of it. And there are some small subscriptions and stuff. You don't need to do that. You just need to please just download it and give 5-star reviews. Make sure you understand where the blogs are and get some traffic going to there. Just go watch my blogs each week, right? And maybe share those the URL on your social media. These are free ways you can help amplify the voices of those silenced by elite media. That's the job the Lord's given me, and I can't do it without you guys. So again, the main marketing method here is you guys. Please download the app. That's, again, faithandfreedom.tv. That's faithandfreedom.tv. And then faith with the N as in Nancy, .org. faithandfreedom.org are the 2 websites, the web app as well as the website. With all the blogs and everything there, and there's all kinds of other things you'll see there. You can subscribe. This is kind of cool too. Look at this. You can look at events there, and you can see all the events that are coming up. Right. So you can see Tuesday 5 p.m. Blessed Teach Show, and right at 8 p.m. the Resistance Chicks will be live tonight. This is on the live show area, and it shows you what's live on Wednesday, and what's live on Thursday. And if there's major events coming up, you'll see them as well. Like here's a live event of the House of Destiny, This is the Gathering of the Dangerous, which is Donna Clement's Tuesday night show that goes live here every Tuesday night. So I would like to have these live events every weekend, have 4 or 5 events live on here, right? And that's why I need a volunteer to basically be a content scout. Go talk to all these event coordinators, give them our little keys, and then you can add it into here. So everybody will be able to see live events. They'll know if they want to go see what's going on in the live events for Faith and Freedom content. On this weekend, or you then go to Faith and Freedom TV and get them it will drive downloads. So please, again, the ask here is 0 cost. Download it on your TV, download it on your mobile, and then give it 5-star reviews, and then bookmark the web app faithandfreedom.tv. I know that's a lot to ask, but again, this is how you can, for free, help this ministry achieve its goals of amplifying voices against big pharma, against big banking, against the cabal, right, of control, elite media, elite even ministries that only play the big huge pastors, and they charge them $7,000 per half-hour show per week. Can you believe that? You have a half-hour show on Daystar. It's $7,000. Just think about how much tithing money that sucks up. We've got to stop this, guys. We've got to get to lower cost people that love the Lord, that will amplify people's voices. That's what faithandfreedom.tv is all about. And again, the blog is on faithandfreedom.org. So those are the kind of the two websites that I think. And if I start this over, it'll be at the bottom of my screen. That you can see faithandfreedom.com. We'll get you links there. And so faithandfreedom.tv. If you just hit the thing in the upper part, the logo on faithandfreedom.tv, it'll get you to faithandfreedom.org. I mean, right? Faithandfreedom.org. Those are the two things. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for what you're doing to help me amplify the voices of hundreds. We're gonna have over 50 content providers by the early summer, and over 100 by the end of 2026. So just think about 100 of your favorite people all on the same platform that is amplifying them on TV. Because what I found, guys, is that a lot of people that were silenced by YouTube went to Rumble and BitChute and Brighteon, right? And Brighteon closed down their live 24/7 thing. They're still there from playing videos on demand, but they closed down their 24/7 thing. So that's why we've reignited it in a bigger way. And I found that most people were not on Roku, they're not on Fire TV, they're not on Apple TV, they're not. So that's the first thing we're doing. And as we get more funding, we're going to go to Next Gen TV, which is basically IP over the air type stuff. You don't even have to have Wi-Fi, and you can have beautiful high definition experiences. So this is a worldwide CDN that plays great worldwide. I'm so excited about this network ministry we've launched. And the only way it'll be successful is you guys helping me get downloads and 5-star reviews. Okay, really would appreciate you guys doing that. So I see Bill saying congratulations and hallelujah. Let me put that up here. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And so that's so for free, do that. Also, if you have a volunteer 4 to 6 hours a week that wants to organize all my events, and it's basically pretty simple. You're basically going to be looking on the internet, searching for freedom and faith events. And once you find the event, I have a lot of contacts too, but we're going to contact the event coordinator and say, hey, how about we amplify you on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, so your event will be live here. And then you just give them the stream keys, and they do that. We coordinate it, find out what time it is, get a thumbnail from them, and put it in there, and boom, they're live on all those platforms. It'll be on all 7 of our platforms. Remember, the 4 TV platforms, the 2 mobile platforms, and the web app. So that would be 7 if I use my thumb. 7 apps. So obviously these events should be amplified on Faith and Freedom TV. So how fun will it be to easily just click on your app on your phone or on your TV and be able to go each weekend and see, hey, what are all the events going on Faith and Freedom TV, right? And we'll probably have to use several channels because it gets big like this. We have live shows on there now, but we also are doing the 24/7 channels, as well as tons of content that are video on demand, including unique things like Biohacking Bill TV, plus Wano Savin's latest videos are going up here. He gave us permission to do that, by the way, and exclusive content that you only find here with Larry Ballard and me and other content providers now, giving exclusive content on there. Amanda Grace is going to be coming on here. We've got just beautiful people. Sherry Tenpenny, the Ages doctors have their documentaries here. You'll find all that on Biohacking TV, right? So this is fun, but it's not going to work without your help, right? That's what the word won't get out if we don't get downloads and 5-star reviews. It's the only way to work. So really appreciate your help. So yes, you want the latest videos from Juan. We're putting them up almost daily, right? And have his has as much, right? So you're exactly right. Much is expected. There's a lot of expected for me. I'm over my skis in some ways, and the only way that I can do it is get help with some volunteers, as well as get some help from you guys downloading Faith and Freedom TV on your phone on your laptop. Your laptop, you can bookmark the Faith and Freedom TV on your URL, right? Just type in faithandfreedom.tv, and so phone, TV, and then wherever you watch it on your computer, right? All three areas, because we want people to watch it in all three areas and make it real easy. You can see all of that from there, right? Love it. All right, you guys are great. With that, we're finishing up, and we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we have, after our show, we have Word and Worship. I'll be teaching on hearing from God. And guys, it's pretty cool. I'll be giving stories from all the people we interviewed. So for instance, let me go over to this. So I interviewed Amanda Grace, interviewed Nathan French, Donna Petruska, Mary Crowley, Manny Johnson, Prophet Timothy Dixon. I mean, like 12 beautiful interviews. And I've assimilated it all, and I'm writing a book called Blessed to Hear. And Blessed to Hear will be probably released in March or April. And Blessed to Hear, and so now I'm taking a lot of the teachings from that and stories from Donna, stories from Manny, stories from Nathan French, stories from Amanda, and putting them into a 7-day teaching series. And we're going to be teaching on day 6 tomorrow night. So join us. But that's going to be on a totally separate channel. You'll only find it on Faith and Freedom TV Word and Worship channel. I'll just show you that real quick. So as we wrap up here, is again, everything I do is live, either on this live shows channel here. How come that's not blowing up for me? There we go. And on the first row is live, the 3 live 24/7, right? Faith and Freedom TV, Biohackingville, Growing Your Faith. And then we have live shows. So my live show of this show you're watching now is live right now. In fact, I'll show you. If I come here and I hit play, you'll see that what is going on right now. Worship channel. Oops. I'll just show you that real quick. So I'm going to pause it, but that's us live right now, right? And this is we do some pretty cool things too. If you like subtitles, we do on all our video on demand. We have subtitles on there. But anyway, but also besides the live shows, we have right here, praise and prayer. This is the channel that you will see that will, if I hit play here, it's going to tell me, hey guys, this goes live in 23 hours and 38 minutes. So this will be where you'll find Faith and Freedom TV. You can play our Word and Worship that happens at 6:15 at night tomorrow night. But it's also on the Word and Worship channel on Rumble. So if you go to Rumble and you just type in from Rumble Word and Worship, you'll find it as well. That's Word with the N is again. I use that N versus A-N-D to get the URLs, right? So again, you Word with the letter N, Worship, and you'll be able to find the new channel. See, instead of being 35,000 followers, there's only 239. Those of you who like to worship, is it really only 1% of you guys? 1% of you guys like to worship. So we worship at after the show on Monday and Thursday, praise and prayer, and Wednesday and Sunday live teachings between the music, right? So that's where you'll find us, Word and Worship on Faith and Freedom TV or Rumble tomorrow night after the show. But we'll see you at 5 o'clock. Try to be on time on 5 o'clock Monday through Friday. Love y'all. With that, we're going to say goodbye, and we really appreciate y'all.
Elitist media deceives, but Faith and Freedom TV amplifies truth. Our world-leading platform delivers news, teachings, worship, movies, and music rooted in biblical values and constitutional patriotism, inspiring faith and liberty. We inspire, equip, and amplify Christian patriots to share powerful stories of faith, family, and freedom. With live events, thousands of on-demand videos, and access on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android, and iOS, we're transforming culture globally for God and country. New content is coming to ignite faith. Join our mission to counter deception. Visit faithandfreedom.tv and download the Faith and Freedom TV app today.